Hello, good morning. I've been committing to doing more lives so that I can share more of like behind the scenes things that are going on, and also so you get to know me a little bit more and like who you would be working with if you join my space. If you don't know me, I'm Natalia Richardson. I am a spiritual life and business mentor. I'm also an intuitive channel, a retreat leader, a speaker. I'm so many things. And what I want to talk to you about today is a deep realization that I came to where I've been experiencing having to grieve, because I think it's so important to address the deep self exploration. So many people want the quick wins, the quick fixes, whether it's their business, life, but like they don't want to do the deep work. They don't want to look at the darkness, but really those things that we're not looking at are exactly what's blocking us from what we desire. Um, and so for me, I had realized recently actually that I was still speaking to a client or a person, let's say, that actually didn't align with me anymore. But I kept coming back to, why am I like speaking to this person? And I realized it's because part of me still was trying to be the savior. So I want to go deep into this because it is deep. And maybe you're that person who always wants to save everybody or sees the good in everybody, and you sacrifice yourself at that expense. That is not your job. But in lieu of a very big demographic of people who have abandoned who they are and are disconnected from themselves and are trying to just be liked and loved, being the savior or the hero or any of those things can be very common. And I realized that I was still speaking to the woman who I used to be, the woman before she actually went all in on herself and decided that there was more for her, and that she didn't care if it meant her circle getting really small. She didn't care if it meant people not loving her, because she wanted to love herself. She wanted to choose herself. She wanted to go after her dreams, and she was done making excuses or dimming her light. Like, she was ready to explore who she was and step up. And I wasted a long time, probably 15 years of my life, like more adult, like 15 to 30, doing those things, abandoning myself, super low self-worth. Like, I could go deep into it. The point is like I didn't believe in myself, and I didn't have anybody pushing me to be better. In fact, I had people telling me they would treat me a certain way so that I would be better. And I adapted that, right? We only accept what the deepest parts of us say to ourselves or are willing to accept, period. Um, with that being said, I realized that there were women who were reaching out and then they had like disappeared or ghosted or whatever the thing. And I was starting to still speak to that person because I wanted to shake them and say, stop getting in your own way, stop wasting your own life, stop letting fear and self-doubt like block you from this abundant life that is made for you. And then I realized it's not my job to save them. It's not my job to convince them. It's not my job to sacrifice my well-being or myself for the person who isn't ready to save themselves, who isn't ready to like stop saying they want something, but not willing to do the hard things, not willing to do the self-exploration, not willing to invest in themselves, not willing to do it. Because I have been. I've invested so much into myself to where I was like, I don't know how I'll pay bills next month, but I always came through. I trusted when I couldn't see, when it was terrifying and I didn't have anybody there to support me. What I do is collapse time for you to see incredible shifts in your life in as little as 1 week, because of me wasting so much time and learning the hard way and doing all the things alone and then hiring the mentors who helped me collapse time. The point is I realized this is on me. I was still, a part of me was still trying to be the savior because there was that past version of myself that I hadn't mourned yet and like released her fully, because I love her so much and I see her so much and I have so much compassion for her now. I don't have shame for her. I have compassion that like she felt like she needed to run from her gifts and not be who she is to be loved. And she was wounded and hurt people along the way too. But the point is I hadn't fully grieved her. So I was still like, I don't want to say chasing down, but still overextending myself for people who are not ready to to be to be the one in their life, to choose to take accountability and go all in on themselves. Like, I'm here for the visionary who is ready for that. I'm here for the visionary who says, I know I need this, and I know what's blocking me, and I know doing this, and even though it's terrifying, and then they do the thing, and then they see this huge like abundance flow into their life by actually choosing themselves. Like, the universe rewards them. It rewards me when I do the same thing. But nobody can push you to that, and I don't want to push somebody to that either. Like, it's a big initiation in your life to actually say, I'm done, I want more, I'm going for it, and do it. So for one, that's me stealing like that ability from somebody else. And two, I don't want to work with people who are not willing to actually like match their words with their actions and take accountability and trust that there's so much for them and then show up and do that. And I'm sharing this with you because we all have these things behind the scenes. But it was hard for me to look at. It was hard for me to realize because there's that part of me that has such a soft spot for those people because I was that person. And to mourn that and release that part of me that still felt like I needed to save everybody else because I don't. Um, my gift, my mission is to use my intuitive channel, my divine gifts, everything that I've learned to liberate leaders, men and women, visionaries who know they're more and they're ready to step into their purpose. Like, they're convicted, they know. My job is to help them do that. And that's why I walked the path that I walked, is to have that, those gifts, that knowledge that courses couldn't buy, trainings couldn't buy, certifications couldn't buy, because I lived it and I learned it and I'm divinely connected. And nobody can take these gifts from me. They're mine. My methodology is mine. And that is my purpose. And by dimming my light or trying to save somebody else, it was pulling me out of my power and my purpose. So in a way, this is an apology for not fully showing up in the power that I am, that I have, and that you do too. You are the divine. And a mission to more energetically be open to those people who are ready to scale a business that feels good, who are ready to do the deep work and liberate themselves from the shoulds, the I should be's, the I don't even know who I am. So many women come into my spaces and men, and they're lost, they're disconnected. Their businesses are doing good, but they've been stuck. And their relationships are stuck and they feel stuck. And it's because they're completely out of alignment with like who they truly are, with undertones of just like things they haven't addressed or looked at yet. Right? You don't have to spend your whole life looking for the logical or playing it safe. Like, you can, but it's not going to get you where you want to go if you do have this big vision, a big desire. It is the illogical. It doesn't make sense, but I feel it deeply in my intuition, my soul. That is your inner compass. That is your knowing. And I speak to this watching people go from 50K contracts to signing $1 million contracts, go from being stuck in their relationships and marriages and within to having record-breaking months in their business like the first month, or to having a deeper relationship in their marriage for the first time they ever had because they love themselves. The awareness of how deep you love yourself is really how deep you can actually show up for somebody else or accept that love is huge. I'm not just here to help you grow your business. Actually, your business is just an extension of who you are. I'm here to help the person who wants to step into who they are, who's done making excuses, who's gonna make the bold, scary moves, because I've done it time and time again. I just did it again in June. I went bigger than I ever have. And I'm sitting in that discomfort right now, but knowing like this is what is required to step fully into my light, my purpose. And if you unfollow me or don't like me for what I'm saying, that's okay. Like, I'm not here to be liked by everybody. I'm here to transform millions of lives with my purpose and my power. And I'm done dimming it. I'm done dimming any of those things. And I'm done saving. And that was a huge, huge thing that I've been working through and grieving this last week, is the part of me that still wants to be the savior instead of be the liberator and helping you save yourself. So this is an extension to you. If you are ready to be your own savior, to step into your light, to create the abundance that you know is possible for you. I have 3 different levels of support right now available. My one-on-one space is very limited. I only have one space available in the one-on-one currently. I have a mastermind for leaders where we are, somebody just said, you turn our world upside down in the best way possible. And then I have the Vision Quest, which is one of the foundations of my methodology that I use for the people in my one-on-one space, and the mastermind has free access to that. So if you have any questions, reach out, send me a DM, let's connect. We'll have a free consult. We'll just chat about where you want to go, because I want to empower you and know that I see you and I've been there and you deserve it. But you have to be the one to liberate and save yourself.